Come forward, ma'am.
Pase al frente y póngase los audífonos.
Excuse me? Oh, okay. Mr. Interpreter, I'll just have you stand by for just a moment while I address this matter.
No problem.
Ma'am, tell me your name, please.
Jacqueline Mancella.
Ms. Mantilla, you were here in 21 CF 14677. You were arrested for violating a no contact order. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Looks like we have a witness. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning.
I am.
Anyone else who is here for court this morning, can you hear me? All right, and if you're going to be testifying, could you please raise your right hand to be sworn in? Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, thank you. All right, sir, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
The interpreter needs to clarify that you also need to inquire whether there's anybody who speaks Spanish who is
Yes.
going to be testifying.
Of course, yes, thank you. Would you ask them that question, please?
Yes, ma'am. ¿Hay alguna persona en el público que vaya a ser testigo que necesite el servicio de intérprete? Por favor, levanten la mano.
Okay, the gentleman that's inside of the witness box at this moment actually just raised his hand. So if you could give him the oath in Spanish, please.
We need the clerk to repeat it or you to repeat it, Your Honor.
Okay, do you swear or affirm?
I am.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You can do it all.
Oh, I can do the whole thing. Okay,
I am looking at straight ahead, Judge. You asked me to straight look at.
hold on. Oh, I think, so listen, ma'am, you can't look at the witness in the box, okay? You just have to look at me.
Le van a tomar el juramento, señor. Por favor, levante su mano.
Sir, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Usted jura o afirma que el testimonio que va a dar aquí será la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad con la ayuda de Dios?
Sí, es correcto.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, sir, I'll also tell you that you have to speak in either English or Spanish. You can't go back and forth.
También le tengo que informar que tiene que contestar o en español o en inglés. No puede cambiar de uno al otro.
Está bien, es correcto.
That's fine. Correct.
Okay, thank you, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Muy bien, pues por favor su nombre.
Mi nombre es Jeremías Mantilla.
My name is Jeremías Mantilla.
All
Soy el
right.
padre de Jacqueline.
I am Jacqueline's father.
And you're the victim and alleged victim in this case too, correct?
Y usted es la alegada víctima en este caso, ¿correcto?
Sí, eso es correcto.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, sir, what did you want to tell me this morning?
¿Qué me quería decir usted esta mañana?
Lo que yo quiero decirle es, yo quiero pedir a la señora juez de corazón y le pido que nos haga ese favor de que a ella no debe estar aquí en la prisión, porque ella
But I
es
would like to
bipolar.
ask this court, Your Honor, from the bottom of my heart, and I am begging you to not allow her to stay in prison. She should not be in here in this prison.
Ella es bipolar, esquizofrénica y tiene crisis mentales. Ella no se acuerda de nada.
I'm only by.
She's bipolar.
Well,
she's
just have
schizophrenic.
everyone stop for a second, please. Just a second. I need to
Momento.
speak to Miss Mantilla for a second. Ma'am, look at me.
That's fine.
Look at me. I'm gonna let you talk, but you have to let me take care of this first, okay? Okay. All right, sir, you can continue.
She is bipolar, she's schizophrenic, and she forgets everything. She doesn't remember anything when she does things like this. Continúe, señor.
Ella tiene 7 meses que no toma medicamentos ni va al doctor psiquiátrico.
She has been without medication for 7 months, and she has not attended our psychiatric doctor appointments.
3 months.
Cuando ella cae en crisis, por no tomar medicamentos, lo ataca a uno a golpes a mí o a la mamá.
And whenever she goes into a crisis because she fails to take her medication, she beats either me or her mother.
Continuo.
Can I continue?
Yes, sir.
Sí, dígame.
Nosotros le queremos pedir a la señora juez que por favor nos la envíen de aquí, la remitan al hospital mental porque ella necesita medicamentos y el doctor psiquiátrico.
So what we would like to ask this honorable court and your honor is for you not to keep her in jail and just send her to the psychiatric hospital where she can get some attention. She needs her psychiatrist and she needs her medication.
Anything else, sir?
¿Algo más, señor?
Sí, sí, otra pregunta. Ella tiene,
We do have another question.
hace 3 meses el juez le puso el no contacto. Y ella,
She has an order from a judge from 3 months ago for no contact.
ella
Right.
llegó hace 3 días y como está enferma no se acuerda y dijo que le abriéramos la puerta porque se trataba de una emergencia, pero
And
ella
she showed
entró.
up at our house. She showed up at our house 3 days ago, and she could not remember that she had that order. So she said it was an emergency, and she was knocking on the door. So we let her in. She entered.
I know. I read the report.
Sí, yo leí el informe de la policía.
Entonces nosotros, yo, como ella va a ser referida al hospital mental y ella tiene el no contacto, yo quiero pedirle a la señora juez para yo quitarle el no contacto para cuando ella salga del hospital, cuando la manden a un programa largo de tiempo, ella pueda regresar a mi casa y nosotros poderla ayudar.
So what I would like to ask this court is if she is going to be sent to the mental hospital and she's going to get treatment, since she has that no contact order, is there any way that for us to have that no contact order removed so that when she's released from the hospital and she comes back to our home, we can help her with her future appointments and things?
Yes, you need to have that modified with Judge Barber, so I would contact her public defender to see if they can help you with that. I can't
Sí.
modify that order today.
Eso se tiene que modificar a través de la juez Barber, que es la juez que atendió ese caso. Ella tiene un defensor público que la está representando. Ustedes se tienen que comunicar con ese defensor público para que el defensor público radique una moción con la juez Barber para modificar esa orden, porque yo no la puedo modificar aquí.
Es correcto, entiendo, pero ¿a dónde me tengo
understand.
yo que dirigir? ¿A la Corte Principal de Orlando para quitarle, para llenar papeles, para levantar el no contacto?
But where do I need to go? Do I need to go to the main courthouse in Orlando in order to file some paperwork to remove the no contact order?
Yes, the downtown courthouse.
Sí, en el tribunal, en el edificio principal.
What floor? ¿En qué piso, perdón?
I don't know.
Floor.
Civil is the 3rd floor. I don't know if there's a help floor for criminal or not.
Your Honor, I believe it's the 4th floor, the clerk's office on the 4th floor.
Okay, so you can go to the 4th floor in the clerk's office. Ms. George, do you maybe have a phone number you could give him for your office?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Le van a dar el número de teléfono para la oficina del defensor público, pero la secretaría del tribunal está en el 4º piso del edificio principal.
Gracias. Entonces yo quiero saber si que ella no la dejen mucho tiempo aquí en la correccional y la remitan al hospital mental. Yo quiero saber antes de irme qué va a pasar con ella.
So I would like to know before I leave what's going to happen with her, whether she's going to be spending a lot of time here, because I hope she does not have to spend a lot of time and she's sent immediately to the mental hospital.
Okay. So I don't have the ability to send her to the hospital. I can ask that the staff here at the jail complete an evaluation. And Ms. Minty, I'm not trying to talk.
Yo no tengo la habilidad para enviarla directamente al hospital mental. Lo que puedo pedir es que el personal de aquí de la cárcel le haga una evaluación mental para ver si se puede proceder con eso.
Eso está bien. Nosotros pedimos la evaluación psiquiátrica lo más pronto porque ella necesita el psiquiatra y los medicamentos.
That's fine with us. We would then request, Your Honor, to have that psychiatric evaluation done as soon as possible because she needs her psychiatric treatment and her medication.
I understand, sir.
Lo entiendo, señor. Gracias.
So, Ms. Mintia, I need to tell you that you've been arrested for violating the no contact order that is currently in place. I do find that there is probable cause for that. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. I'm going to have the health services folks here at the jail come see you and talk to you to see if there might be something that they can help you with. Okay, your parents are very concerned about you.
I'm sorry about that. I unfortunately attempt to for you to be able to hear me clearly over the
I can hear you.
microphone. I've just tilted the mask
I
down,
understand.
unintentionally. I'm sorry. What I meant to say was, what I need to say, is that unfortunately when I returned home, after there was a verbal dispute that had arose between my parent, excuse me, miss.
But Ms.
between my
Mantilla,
parents-
listen, let me just stop you though, because
Yeah.
this is a representative from the public defender's office, and she doesn't want you to talk about your case that just happened that you were arrested for, because it could be later used against you. So she's just trying to warn you. I think
No, I
that you don't want
understand.
to
I just don't have I don't have a case pending in which whatever matter that I
But
might
you
be
do. So that's what I'm
admitting.
trying to explain to you, okay? So there is an order in place that states that you cannot have contact with your parents and you cannot return to that home. You are
No,
not
I
allowed to go there. Stop. You're not allowed to go there. I'm telling you. You may think something different, but I'm telling you that is a fact. And
I
every
understand,
time
but
you,
my parents have my father has just acknowledged that he intends on he is intending.
I know.
He really has a need. He's trying to
Yeah.
rekindle the relationship between
right.
and preserve the relationship between my parents and myself.
I know.
And he is coming to court to request that the no contact order be vacated for
Correct.
the time being, in turn that while I
But
attend.
Ms. Mantilla, I need you to listen to me very
Yes.
carefully, okay? I heard him say that. And I think you also heard me say that I can't modify that order today. So that order is in place. And every time you violate it, it's a new criminal offense.
I understand, but I haven't violated it. I actually
can-
did not intentionally, I unintentionally violated it today, only because of the reason that I was missing my keys, and unfortunately, because of my symptoms associated with the medical condition that I'm currently experiencing, and I did not have my medication with me at the time present, I needed to, in an effort to make an avid attempt to return back home to locate my medication that I was missing, which was detrimental to my medical state of overall
See, you and I
well-being.
aren't
I needed to
connecting.
return there. I needed to return there yesterday afternoon.
But, right.
That's all. But
Okay,
it was
don't,
it was
please stop
without any
talking.
threat
Ms.
against
Mantilla,
my
you have to stop
parents.
talking. You have to stop.
And
You
they
have
were
to stop.
They're an acceptance of that.
Stop talking.
Yes.
Thank you. So you and I are not connecting because you don't think you have a no contact order, but you do.
No, there is. I am acknowledging that there is a no contact order. I know that there was a violation of it.
You can't go back there at
I
all.
don't intend to until they have made a motion to vacate the no contact order.
So you understand exactly what I'm saying to you.
During the meantime, I am not allowed to. Yes, I
You
do
can't call
understand.
them. You can't write them.
I understand
You
that.
can't text them.
I understand.
You can't go to the house.
I understand. I acknowledge that. I understand that for the time being.
I'm setting your bond at $1,500 on 21 CF 14677. Again, I just told you this. I want to make sure I'm crystal clear. You cannot have contact with your mom or dad in any way, shape, or form. Do you understand what I'm
I
saying?
understand.
Okay. And that includes going to the home for any reason.
I understand.
Okay. And I'm not taking any action on the add-on bond case.
Your Honor, the interpreter
Not
needs the
Richard.
case number.
The old case number or the new case number?
Uh,
Why was there
Preferably the new
taken
one.
a naked-
The
There
new
is a new
case
one.
number,
Why was there a naked picture taken of myself?
21 CF
Is there a reason
14677.
Why? Why there was a naked?
14677.
14677. You're-
Your Honor, I'm not sure he was
Ya
able
ready?
to interpret what happened to the,
¿Ya finished? ¿Ya finished?
Yes, sir.
No more question?
I don't have any more questions for you, but if the interpreter could please let him know that I set a bond for her and explain that they're not to have any contact whatsoever.
Okay. Thank
A ella se le dio una fianza.
Dígame, excuse me.
No, a ella se le dio una fianza, pero ella no puede tener contacto con ustedes en lo absoluto. Tiene que resolver el asunto en la corte primero.
¿De cuánto es la fianza?
How much was the bail?
$1,500.
$1,500.
Y entonces ella, ¿por cuánto tiempo va a quedarse acá?
So how long will she remain here?
I don't know.
No sabemos.
Porque si la dejan mucho tiempo acá, el doctor psiquiatra, después de que le haga la evaluación, que por favor le dé los medicamentos de psiquiatría, porque la vez
We would
pasada
like
le dieron
if-
un doctor aquí y le daba los medicamentos.
We would like then to ask, once the psychiatric doctor has performed her evaluation, if he can provide her medication as soon as possible, because the last time she was here, the psychiatrist gave her the medication.
All right, sir, thank
Muy bien.
you.
Pues muchas gracias, señora.
Yo le dije a ella pues, que la semana entrante yo voy para la corte para quitarle el no contacto, para poder ayudar a ella.
And I will be in court next week in order to have that no contact order removed so that we can help her.
Okay.
Esperamos, por
Muy bien.
favor, que después de que le hagan la evaluación psiquiátrica, nos la remitan al hospital mental, por favor.
And we hope that as soon as she gets her psychiatric evaluation, she can be sent to the mental hospital, please.
I understand.
Thank you very much.
Entiendo.
Gracias
welcome,
por la
sir.
interpretación, señor.
You're welcome. De nada.
Sir, good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Domingo Rodríguez.
Domingo Rodriguez.
This is 20 CF 4594, sir. You were arrested for failing to appear. Your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender if they were not previously appointed. Thank you.
Me gustaría hacer una pregunta, por favor.
I would like to ask a question, please.
Sure.
Yo recibí un papel
Mr.
hace alrededor de
Mr.
una
Interpreter, hold on. Mr. Interpreter, could you please
que
advise the client
me
not to talk about the
citaban a la
facts?
corte para
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, counsel.
Could you, before he speaks, could you please ask him not to talk about the facts of his case? As it can be used against him later.
Entiendo.
I understand.
Okay.
Solo quería decir que recibí una carta de citación a la corte donde me dice que tenía una cita para el 2 de diciembre. No sé por qué no recibí ninguna o no recibí información de que tenía una cita anteriormente.
I just wanted to tell the court that I received a letter saying that I have, it was like a summons for me to be in court on December 2nd. I never received any notice that I had a previous appointment.
James, can I get that iPhone?
¿Sí?
The notice to appear says November 3rd. So you're gonna have to file a motion with Judge Strokebridge. Thank you, sir.
Gracias.
All right, I'm gonna find a waiver of his appearance based upon his inability to come to court due to his behavior, 21 CF 14670. He was charged with trafficking in fentanyl, 4 grams or more. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. He's not to possess or consume any controlled substances. His bond is going to be $10,000. Good morning, your name?
Crucito Cuilan. Correcto.
Crucito Quillen.
Right, sir, you were arrested or in 21 CF 14649 for possession of methamphetamine and possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to the Bonita Fountains apartment. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. Thank you.
Would the interpreter get that case number again, Your Honor?
Sure.
2021 CF 14649.
14649.
Yes.
Thank you. Is that Quillen with a K or with a Q?
It was with a K.
K. Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, your name?
Alberto Casoreno. Castorino. Yeah.
Alberto Casturino.
Sir, this is 21 MM 7997. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Castorino, did you want to resolve your case today?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Are they given plea forms in the back? No.
I don't believe they were, but I have one for
You do? Okay. Sir, I'm going to have you take a look at that plea form that your lawyer is showing you there, and please read it and then let me know if you have any questions. Yeah. Mr. Jalny, I'm appointing your office, so I'll just have you sign the plea form.
Yes, Your Honor. And I believe the offer from the state was a withhold credit time served, Your Honor.
Okay.
And it would be an additional no return.
And no return.
Ajá, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
Mr. Castorino, do you have any questions about any of the rights on the form?
No.
All right, sir. At this time, I'm
No.
going to accept your plea, withhold adjudication, give you credit for 2 days' time served. Is that right?
The clerk.
Ajá.
Every 2 days, Wednesday's the 13th. It's the 12th. He was arrested on the 12th, so 2 days.
Ayer y
All
hoy.
right. So I'll sentence you to 2 days in the county jail, sir, with credit for 2 days' time served. You're not to return to the Royal Palms apartment, and you'll have to pay court costs.
Ajá.
Thank you, sir. Oh, shoot. Mr. Castorino, I didn't tell you this part. Put him back on there.
Perdone, Casturino, espérate un momento. Tienes que esperar, la juez te quiere hablar. Vuelve acá al frente.
So your court costs are going to be due on November 13th, 2022. Okay, you have a year to pay the court costs. Thank you.
Was that 7997?
Were you asking me the case number?
Yes.
2021 MM 7997.
Yes, thank you.
All right, I'm going to find a waiver of his appearance in 21 CF 14657 based upon his refusal to come to court. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him. He was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and possession of fentanyl. There is probable cause. Bond on count 1 is $1,500. Bond on count 2 is $150. He's not to possess any weapons or firearms or any controlled substances. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Arthur Sorrell Gray.
Mr. Gray, you're here in 21 MO 1309. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. There is probable cause. Was there an offer for Mr. Gray?
Yes, Your Honor, a withhold of adjudication credit time served was the offer from the state.
Mr. Gray, did you want to accept that offer, sir?
Yes, I would.
All right. I'll just have you look at that plea form there. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up.
Your Honor, would that be all for the interpreter today?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Mr. Gray, did you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving up, sir? Okay. At this time, I will accept your plea, withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the county jail. If you got credit for 2 days' time served, you will have to pay court costs, which are going to be due by November 13th of 2022.
Okay.
All right,
thank you.
sir? All right,
Are you
thank you.
taking any action on the case he's out on RR for, Your Honor?
I am not. No action on the out on bond case.
Okay.
All right, thanks, sir. Good morning. All right, I'm gonna, well, Ms. George, do you want to waive his appearance? I'll appoint your office to represent him.
Yes, Your Honor, he has, we have competency concerns with Mr. Brown. I would ask, because of his potential competency issues, that he is released on his own recognizance. I don't believe he is employed at this time. And he has, if you look on the face sheet, he does have mental health issues. And the notes that I see in our system shows we are also concerned about his competency at this time.
All right, do you have contact information for him?
I have not been able to speak to him, but I would just ask that as long as he's given us contact information before he leaves here today.
All right, well, I find probable cause for the trespass. He can't go back to Lake Eola. I'll release him on his own recognizance. He'll get a date when he's released, I believe,
Mhm.
anyway. So hopefully he'll come back.
Yeah, sure.
Mental health. James Queen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, good morning. This is 21 MM 7998. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. Was there an offer for Mr. Queen?
A withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and no return, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, did you want to accept that offer?
I guess a series of, may I speak?
Sure.
This was a church,
I
St.
know.
Luke's Church.
Yep.
And the pastor said we could stay there as
Okay.
long as church wasn't.
So let me
open.
just tell you something.
That's why I was confused.
Okay, no,
Explaining my side and I never got to.
I understand. But if you want to defend yourself, you don't have to take the plea. You can certainly come back to court and put on a defense on another day.
I don't have money for a bond, but I would like to take this to trial and do it.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You still can't go back to the church? You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I can't
Okay.
go back to church.
You can't go back to the church, and I'll release you on your own recognizance. Make sure that you get in contact with your public defender
Oh, I
within
gotta get in.
24 hours. Mr. Queen, are you listening to me?
Sorry.
Want to make sure you understand what you have to do,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail.
Okay, two of my phones are spraying. Okay. I can try from the library or anything. They wouldn't let me use the internet because I don't have ID. My wallet was stolen and everything. My ID not from Illinois. I'm not even from Florida. I have my Stillman card verification from this bank in Illinois. That would be easier. I could.
Your Honor, could he, as opposed to calling, he said it's easier if he just goes to the office, to our office.
That's fine. You need to be in contact, get in contact with your public defender, okay?
Show up and let them know.
Like tomorrow, right?
Mhm.
Okay, that's fine. That's no problem. It'd be easier to walk there and
Oh.
call.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. You're finished. You, Mr. Hubble? Good. How are you, sir?
Do I gotta speak into the mic? Like, I don't.
Well, I can hear you. I'm just going to tell you a couple of things. So you were arrested on an out-of-county warrant out of Pinellas County. At this time, your bond is set at none, sir, and I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Thank you.
I can't. I can't call any numbers. I mean, like, I've been homeless for 5 years. I've lived in Orlando for 22 years. I haven't been here, and then even like on top of that, it's like, I mean, like, Clearwater Police Department stole my phone.
All right. So, sir, thank you.
me
We're
my
finished
phone
with the
back.
hearing today. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Khalid Jose Jr.
Tell me your name again.
Sorry, Khalid Jose Jr.
Oh, Mr. Trochet. How about Emerson?
Portuguese.
Okay, so we're doing it at the end. That's fine. We'll just save it. Okay. You're Mr. Carleaf or Mr. Troche?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so you're here in 21 CT 7109 for a violation of probation. It's alleged that you violated your probation by committing a new law offense of carrying a firearm, by possessing a firearm by a convicted felon, and possessing ammunition by a convicted felon. The bond, sir, is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. And are we giving dates on the VOPs for a status hearing on the county court or no? Ms. George, what would you prefer? So he has an in-jail arraignment set next week, which I don't know how productive that is, or would you like to just enter a denial for him and I'll give him a VOP date?
Yes, Your Honor. We'll waive the arraignment and enter denial. Well, I'll enter denial.
Denial,
Mhm.
okay. And then I'm gonna give you an actual court date, Mr. Troche, okay?
VOP status, December 13th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4E.
Just to clarify, it was December 13th?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is Miss the hospital? Miss George, I'm gonna appoint your office to represent him. Would you like to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The, Mr. Liu was arrested in 21 CF 14673 for battery by strangulation and for battery. There is probable cause. He's not to have any contact with the victim. He's to maintain a separate residence. Can have a one-time return with law enforcement, no weapons, no firearms. Bond on count 1 is 500, bond on count 2 is 100.
100, Judge?
Yes,
2, thank you.
500, 100. Good morning, are you Mr. Miles?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you were here in 21 CF 14667. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a weapon, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You can return one time with the police to get your things. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. And sir, your bond is going to be $1,000. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm asking.
Good morning, your name?
Tyrone Smith.
Mr. Smith, this is 21 CF 14682. You were arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle, robbery, tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement, violation of domestic and violence, and criminal mischief. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You don't live together, do you? All right. You are to abide by the injunction that is currently in place in 20 DR 6107. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. So, Mr. Smith, I just want to remind you that even if the alleged victim in this case doesn't want to abide by the injunction, you still have to. You understand? Okay. Until you have a modified court order in your hand, it is in place. You understand? Okay. Your bond on count 1 will be $150. Your bond on count 2 is $2,500. Bond on count 3, $150. Bond on count 4, $100. Bond on count 5, $100. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Charlie Savalas Tate.
Mr. Tate, this is 21 CF 14683. You were arrested for aggravated assault and false imprisonment. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Thank you. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Could you come closer to the microphone for me?
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Delicia Durden.
All right. And Ms. Duncan,
Durden.
what'd you say?
Durden.
Durden. Ms. Durden, do you want to have contact with Mr. Tate?
No.
No. All right. Thank you, ma'am. So, Mr. Tate, you're not to have any contact with Ms. Durden. You are to maintain a separate residence. You can return one time with the police to get your things. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Damien Wright.
Mr. Wright, you are here in 21 CF 136770. Thank you. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for attempted kidnapping and battery domestic violence. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Could you tell me your name, please?
Naisha D. Wright.
All right. And Miss Wright, what is your relationship to, is that your husband, Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, do you want to have contact with him?
No, I do not.
All right. Thank you, Miss Wright. Sir, you are not to have any contact with Miss Wright. You are to, do you live together? All right. So you are not to go to her home. You're not to have any contact with her. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Bond on count 1 is 100. Bond on count 2 will be 15,000. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Wright.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Timothy Buckner.
Mr. Buckner, this is 21 MM8001. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the victim. You are to maintain a separate residence. You can have a one-time return with law enforcement, and you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I will place you on PTR at this time.
Sorry.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
My name is Matthew Cummings.
All right, Mr. Cummings, this is 21 MM 549. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause.
He has-
Sir,
Sorry, Your Honor, he has a victim.
yes, I see that. Thank you. Mr. Cummings, your affidavit for the public defender indicates that you do not qualify based upon your income. So at this time, you're going to have to hire your own lawyer. If you go out and you speak to 3 different lawyers and you're not able to hire a lawyer, when you come back to court, let the judge know what actions you took to try to hire a lawyer, and they can readdress that issue at that time.
Yes.
All right. I'll let him see what he can do. Hi, ma'am. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor.
Could you tell me your name, please?
Sure, it's Kimberly Clark.
And Ms. Clark, do you want to have contact with Mr. Cummings?
Yes, ma'am, please. He's my medical surrogate and my significant other.
Are you afraid of
No, ma'am.
Mr. Cummings?
No, ma'am.
How long have you been in a relationship?
A little over a year.
Okay. How long have you known him?
A little over a year.
And there's no children in the home?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Clark, has anything similar to this happened in the past?
No. I mean, we've had episodes.
What does that
to
mean?
me? It's my fault. I have an emotional disorder, and I'm seeking help for that.
Has Mr. Cummings been violent with you in the past?
He's been arrested, but not violent, no.
What's he been arrested for?
It was dropped. Domestic violence, but it was dropped.
I see.
Yeah. I have a doctor's appointment on Monday, 2 of them on Monday and 1 on Tuesday.
Okay.
But
Do you drive?
I can't really.
Okay. How'd you?
I have neuropathy,
Okay.
diabetic condition, and he takes me to my doctor's appointments.
All right. So, Ms. Clark, I just have some concerns about this, what I read here in this police report, and I'm not saying that whether it's true or not true. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I just have some concerns based upon what I've read. And so today, I'm going to order that you're not to have any contact with her, Mr. Cummings. You are to
No.
maintain a separate residence. You can go
No.
back one time with the police to get your things. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I am going to release you, sir, I'm going to release you onto pretrial release.
Your Honor, I'm asking.
I know, Ms. Clark. I'm not
you-
comfortable doing it today. It doesn't mean that
Well,
it
I
can't
have
be
nobody
changed.
else. Your Honor,
Well, listen, I've actually made a decision, so I'm not going to revisit it at this time, okay? You can file a motion. You can speak to his lawyer to do that, okay? Thank you, Ms. Clark.
Your Honor, in the past,
I would,
and this is true, that I was arrested on September 29th, and the charges were dropped.
Okay.
No probable cause, and
Sure.
my mother is friendly with Ms. Clark and has acted as a medical conduit. She's familiar with Ms. Clark's
Okay.
condition.
Okay.
She's supportive of Ms. Clark's mental health treatment.
Okay.
And I would hope that you would allow, I'm not gonna try to communicate with her.
Right.
But I'm hopeful that my mother is basically the only family that Miss Kimberly has here in Orange.
Okay.
Assist her with her doctor's visits and other things that she's going.
All right.
The other concern that I have is that our lease that we're both on is very stringent about any kind of criminal or police involvement.
Yeah.
And I had a lengthy chat with our landlord after the incident in September, which was mental health related.
Sure.
And I just want her to be safe and have somewhere to stay.
I understand.
I don't ability for the court, you know, to draft something to assist with that. That would be the only thing I'd like to say today.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cummings.
And also asking if Ms. Joanne Grant can be involved in Kimberly's life to help her with medical needs and things of that nature. That's what I'm over.
Sure. Miss Clark, you can certainly get in contact with his mom to help you with your medical issues. There's no orders pertaining to your mom, so your mom is absolutely able to help her. And you know, in terms of the house, there's nothing that's final today. This is just a probable cause hearing and a contact hearing, so those orders can be modified.
Your Honor, how do I just pay somebody to get him out of jail?
Mr. Cummings, you're going to be released on PTR today, so you won't have to pay any money to get out of the jail. They'll come talk to you, and then they'll explain to you how you'll be released.
So there'll be no bond?
No bond. Okay.
And I know I'm been advised to not speak. Am I able to give you 2 sentences of, I know you said you made your decision.
Yeah, I'm not going to modify.
Between you and I, there was not a physical
I understand. You're presumed innocent, sir. I'm not making any judgments about that, okay? All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Ms. Clark.
You're heartless.
Good morning. Your name? Mr. Demings, you were here in 21 MM 8019. You were arrested for violation of a domestic injunction. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, you're to abide by the injunction in 21 DR 5578, and you're not to have any contact with the victim in this case. Your bond, sir, is going to be $1,000. Thank you. Good morning. Are you Mr. Felton?
How you doing?
Good, sir. Thank you. This is 21 MM 8020. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Sorry.
Sir, you're not to have any contact with the victim. You're to maintain a separate residence. You can go back one time with the police to get your things. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to place Mr. Felton on pretrial release. Thank you, sir.
And Your Honor, on this next case, I did have a PC argument.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Is it for Mr. Harris?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning. Are you Mr. Harris?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Sir, this is 21 MM 8021. You were arrested for battery, domestic violence, resisting officer without violence, in violation of a domestic injunction. I will appoint the public defender to actually, it says here, Mr. Harris, that you don't qualify for the public defender. You make $1,200 every 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't have any dependents?
Yeah, well, they're grown, but I'm still.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a girl dad.
Okay, enough said. I understand. So I'm going to tell you what I told the prior gentleman. Based on your affidavit, you don't qualify, but if you are having problems hiring a lawyer, when you come back to court, let the judge know what steps you took, and they'll be able to revisit that with you. All right. Ms. George, as a friend of the court, did you still want to make your probable cause argument?
Yes, Your Honor. My argument is as to the violation of the domestic violence injunction. I would argue no PC, given that when the police arrived in the arrest affidavit, it states they were there to serve him with the injunction. It had not been served at the time, which is why I would make a no PC argument. They asked him to come out of the house so that they could serve it upon him, but at that time he was not yet served the injunction.
All right. Ms. Palmieri.
Yes, Your Honor. I would just ask to roll this over for 24 hours so I could contact the officer. Just to make sure. I do see where they served him the domestic violence injunction at that time. But I just wanted to confirm with the officer that he wasn't previously served with it.
All right. So, Mr. Your point is well taken. However, I'm just inclined to release him on PTR.
That's okay, Your Honor.
Okay,
I'm
'cause-
willing to waive that
Okay.
payment for today.
Okay. I don't disagree with you. I just don't
Okay.
want to hold him.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Harris, you are not to have any contact with the victim. You are to abide by the injunction that was served on you at the home, sir. And you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm not going to tell you can go back with the police to get your things, so I don't know what the injunction says. So whatever that injunction says is what you need to abide by.
Okay.
All right? And then I'm going to place you on pretrial release, sir. Okay? Thank you.
Just take
It didn't have it yet. It's not in the affidavit. Good morning. Your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Tyrone Johnson, Jr.
Yes, Mr. Johnson, you're here in 21 MM 8006. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. Mr. Johnson, you make $800 every week, is that correct?
Not necessarily because I have to go to my PO and stuff like that. I make about a good 400 if I make my days.
All right, well, I'm gonna make that correction here on your affidavit.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna
That was
appoint the
like
public
4 weeks,
defender.
You know,
Excuse
my
me?
old job. That was my old job.
Okay,
But this new job, I make like 15, not 18. And I pull about 500 if I work 4 weeks, about 560.
okay. Well, I'm gonna make that correction here. I put 400. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name, please.
Nakira.
Are you Ms. Whitfield?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Whitfield, do you want to have contact with Mr. Johnson?
Yes, I'm okay. It was just a little we argue. We trying to get used to co-parenting, so it wasn't nothing really too major. So he stays in a separate home. So he watches the child on the weekend while I go to work because I work 2 jobs.
All right, Ms. Whitfield, do you have any concerns about your safety or the baby's safety if I were to allow contact between the two of you?
No, he's a good dad.
Pardon me?
I said no, he's a good dad. Like it's really there's no problem.
All right. Has anything like this happened in the past?
No, ma'am.
All right.
It was just it get heated, so it's really nothing. And my dad just kind of blew it out of proportion, so it was really nothing.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Johnson, you're not to have any hostile contact with Ms. Whitfield. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Your bond is going to be $500, and it looks like you've got a hold here, a probation hold. All right? Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Morning, are you Mr. Kenyon?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Kenyon, this is 21 MM 7992. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Are you here on vacation, Mr. Kenyon?
I came to work.
You came to work. What kind of work do you do?
I bartend for EDC,
For what?
for the EDC concert in town.
Oh, so it's temporary.
Yes,
Okay, so you're planning on going back to Wilmington?
yes.
All right, when do you leave?
As soon as I can leave.
As soon as you can get out of here?
I can't work anymore because the first night was to work, but now that
Oh, and you didn't show up?
Yeah.
Got it, okay. So, your brother's not here today, but you're not to have any contact with your brother, and you're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. If the state of Florida decides that they are going to file charges in this case, you are going to have to come back. All right, if you fail to do so, there will be a warrant issued for your arrest. It will be a nationwide warrant. So you want to make sure you come back, stay in contact with the public defender's office. They'll be able to keep you updated as to whether or not the state has decided to move forward with the case.
All right.
All right, sir? Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna find a waiver of her appearance based upon her refusal to come to court. I'll appoint the public defender to represent her in 21 CF 14684. She was arrested for prostitution. There is probable cause. Her bond is $1,000 and she is, well, that's all. Good morning, are you Mr. Boyd? Mr. Boyd, you were arrested in 21 CF 14633 for fleeing and eluding DUI and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2 is $100. Bond on count 3 is $100. You are not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license, sir. Thank you. I thought there was on review, but I guess not. Good morning, your name?
Keith Conyers.
Mr. Conyers, sir, you are here, looks like this is an add-on in 21 CF 14583. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for criminal mischief and possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon. You are not to have any contact with the victim or possess any weapons or firearms. Bond on count 1 is $1,000. Bond on count 2 is $150. Thank you, sir. I'll do this at the end. Sure. Sir, good morning. Tell me your name.
Tyree Dixon.
Thank you. Just one moment, Mr. Dixon. Ms. George, do you want to waive his appearance and proceed with the initial appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So Mr. DeLeon was arrested in 21 CF 14678. He was arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender in all his cases today. Bond on count 1 is $500. Bond on count 2 is $100. And then he was arrested pursuant to a probable cause order in 21 CF 14123 for possession of cocaine. Bond in that case will be $500. I'm not going to take any action on the out on bond cases.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Dixon, thank you for waiting. Sir, you were arrested in 21 CF 14654. You have a couple cases this morning. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in all of them. In the first one, you were arrested for possession of firearm by a convicted felon, possession of a weapon or firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. There is probable cause. Bond on count 1 is going to be $2,500. Bond on count 2, $150. Bond on count 3, $150. And then in 19 CF 3876, you failed to appear in that matter. Your bond is set at none. And, oh, that's the last one, 3876. All right, your lawyer will have to file a bond motion in Division 10. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name? Mr. Fleming, sir, you are here in 21 CF 14685. You were arrested for sale and delivery of fentanyl. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond, sir, is $1,000.
1,000.
1,000. Yeah, 1,000. Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Sierra Fountain.
Ms. Fountain, you were here in 21 CF 3311. Ma'am, you failed to appear for pretrial conference on September 30th of 2021. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $500. And I will appoint the public defender if they were not previously appointed. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Jesus Fuentes Miranda.
Mr. Fuentes Miranda, this is 21 CF 14674. You were arrested for possession of fentanyl, possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. Sir, do you make $600 per week?
Yeah.
Okay, and you don't have any dependents?
Not with me. I mean, I got kids. I do child support there in Puerto Rico.
Okay, but you pay child support?
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
2.
2? All right, I'm going to make that correction here on the affidavit, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Mr. Fuentes Miranda, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Okay.
Pretrial release, sir.
Any conditions with that, Your Honor?
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Your name?
Ricky Gaston.
Mr. Gaston, you were arrested in 21 CF 14491 for grand theft, trespass on property after warning, and criminal mischief. This was pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, you can't return to UCF, have any contact with the victim.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I don't think.
Mr. Gaston, you know you have court on November 30th at 9 o'clock?
November 30th at 9 o'clock on this case?
No, for a different case.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
November 30th. I'll put it on the form as well, Your Honor.
All right, so bond on count 1 is going to be $500. I'm going to ROR him on 2 and 3. Mr. Gaston, I want to make sure I'm real clear that you can't go back to UCF. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, and make sure you show up to court on the 30th.
Yeah, I get out. I'm gonna.
Are you taking no action on his
Oh.
open cases, Your Honor?
Yeah, thank you, Megan.
And this one is, I have a PC challenge, Your Honor.
On Mr. Johnson?
Johnson, yes.
Okay. Are you Mr. Johnson? All right, sir. This is 21 CF 14636. You were arrested for burglary with an assault or battery and sale and delivery of cocaine. Ms. George, I'll appoint the public defender. Ms. George, you had an argument?
Yes, Your Honor, only as to the sale and delivery.
So I noticed that in the affidavit. I think that's just a Scrivener's error because
Yes,
in the
Your Honor.
affidavit, it does indicate that it is for
Possession with
possession with intent to sell. And so that's what I'm acknowledging that to be.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Johnson, you, as I stated, were charged with burglary with an assault or battery. Was the state going to make any argument with respect to proof evident or presumption great?
Your Honor, the state would just ask for no bond on that as it is a punishable by life offense.
Okay. Ms. George, did you want to make argument?
Your Honor, I would ask that given the facts of the case that you set a bond in this case, he does not, he has 0 failures to appear. It looks like he's employed full-time, so I just ask that you take the facts into consideration and all of those other factors and set a bond in this case.
All right. Mr. Johnson, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Johnson, where do you live?
I live at 353 Shepherd Lane, Orlando, Florida, 332833.
How long have you lived there?
Almost a year now, but I lived right next door over a year, and I breed animals. I have a lot of animals at my house that are, and I don't know how.
How long have you lived in Central Florida?
All my life.
Do you have family here?
Yes.
Who's here?
My wife and, you know, we were trying to work things out, but I got my whole family, my mother, my sisters, my nephews, I got my children, and I was just supposed to get them back before this happened.
How old are your kids?
6, 10, 11, and 12.
And they're here in Orlando? Okay. Where do you,
With my mother right now.
okay, where do you work?
Bill's Landscaping. We install trees all over Central Florida. And
How long have you worked there?
just a month, but I've had my own business for mechanic and pressure washing for 3-4 years.
How much money do you make per week? Estimate.
It depends on how much work we have.
Okay, just give me an estimate of on an average week, how much would you bring home?
Not enough to pay the bills.
Okay, but I need a number.
Let's say, I'm gonna say 300, between 300 and 400.
300 per week? Do you own your home or do you rent it?
I rent it.
Okay.
And, you know, since me and my wife split up, she's left me with everything. And
Who's gonna help you pay your bond?
my mother would probably have to do it, and then I'd have to sell my personal items.
What kind of personal items do you have?
RV and 4-wheeler. I probably have to sell one of my pressure washers for my business.
All right.
I have to. That's.
Okay. Did the state have any questions for Mr. Johnson regarding his ties to the community and his ability to post bond?
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. George, anything else?
No, Your Honor. No.
Okay. All right. So I do believe that there is proof evident or presumption great based upon the affidavit, but I am going to exercise discretion and set a bond in this case. So Mr. Johnson, I just want to go over a couple of things with you. And that is you are to have absolutely no contact whatsoever with the victim in this case, and you are not to return to the scene. You have no reason to be there, do you?
No.
Okay. And you don't live next door?
No.
Okay. So no contact with the victim. You are not to return to the scene. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. You understand? Okay. And no contact means no contact, right? No texting, no social media, no letters, no third-party contact. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. And then, so bond on count 1 is going to be $1,500, and bond on count 2 will be $150.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir. Good luck. All right. I'm going to find a waiver of Mr. Johnson's appearance based upon his refusal to come to court. So I'm not going to take any action on the out on bond case 20 CF 14455 BO. And then he failed to appear in 21 CF 1686. The bonds there are set at none. 21 CF 2834 is another failure to appear, bond at none. 21 CF 1183, failure to appear, bond is set at none. 21 CF 1683, he failed to appear, bond is set at none. 21 CF 2230, he failed to appear, bond set at none. 21 CF 2466, he failed to appear, bond is set at none. 20 CF 14417, failure to appear, bond set at none. The capias indicates that the state's offer is revoked. 21 MM 73, he failed to appear, bond is set at none. 21 CF 2101, failure to appear, bond set at none. Good morning, your name?
Roberto Joseph.
Mr. Joseph, sir, you are here in 20 CF 14676. You were arrested for possession of cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is 500. Bond on counts 2 and 3 is 100. Thank you, sir. You, Mr. Kenyon?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you're here in 21 CF 14577. You were arrested for petty theft pursuant to a probable cause order. It's a petty theft with 2 prior convictions. Sir, you are not to return to any Walgreens. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name? Ma'am?
Javette.
Are you Miss LaPointe?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. You're here in 21 CF 14687. Are you okay?
No.
You're not?
No.
Do you need to leave court?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. Miss LaPont, you were arrested for prostitution, third or subsequent offense. I find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, I'll find a waiver of his appearance based upon his behavior and his inability to come to court in 19 CF 15968. He failed to appear for a status hearing. His bond is $7,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Theodis Bay.
Mr. May, this is 21 CF 14679. You were arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, your bond is $1,000. Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Are you Miss Mickens?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Miss Mickens, you are here in 21 CF 14669. You were arrested for driving while license revoked as a habitual offender. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ms. Mickens, you were just here in September for the same thing. So you are not to be driving a car.
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell me why or why not. I just want you to keep that to yourself at this time. I just want to make very clear to you that I am going to cut you a break today and I'm not going to revoke your bond.
Thank you.
But I need to make sure that you understand that the next time you come in here, you're not going to be so lucky.
Well, it's towed now, so you don't have that issue. They towed it.
Okay. Yeah. So, ma'am, your bond is going to be $500.
Okay.
You're not to drive without a valid driver's license.
Yes,
and I'm
ma'am.
not going to revoke your bond.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a good one.
You too. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Ramos.
Sir, you are here in 21 CF 3429. This is a violation of community control. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, your bond is set at none, and I must inform you that you have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail.
Sorry?
You have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Your name?
My name is Pablo Pantoja Rivera.
Sir, this is 21 CF 14668. You were arrested for sale and delivery of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to possess or consume any controlled substances, sir. Your bond is going to be $2,500, and I'm not going to take any action on the out on bond case. Oh, did I miss one?
Failure to appear?
Oh, I didn't see that. Just a second. Oh, yes, I did. You also have 21 CF 3874. In that case, you failed to appear for your plea hearing, and the judge has set your bond at $2,500. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office to represent him. Do you want to waive the appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that's 21 CF 14688. He was arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle, fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, and driving while license suspended. There is probable cause. Bond on count 1 is going to be $3,500. Bond on count 2, $150. 3 and 4, $100. He's not to drive without a valid driver's license. You, Mr. Robinson?
Yes. Yes, I am.
All right, good morning. This is 21 CF 14689. You were arrested for prostitution. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Ryan Shacker.
Mr. Shacker, this is 21 CF 14675. You were arrested for driving while license suspended as a habitual traffic offender and driving while license suspended for financial responsibility.
Okay.
Did you have something?
I've usually never seen this charge, so I was trying to understand, Your Honor. My reading of the statute was that it said any person who fails to turn in their driver's license. Let's pull it back up. I'm just gonna pull it back up. Yeah,
Which statute are you referring to?
324.201. Yeah, it says return of license or registration to the department.
324.201.
It says shall immediately return his or her license or registration to the department. I, I'm not sure if this statute applies, Your Honor. I mean, I see the attach and a tag, not a sign, but I don't see the,
Okay. Does the state want to be heard?
Yes, just a minute, Your Honor. I'm just
Sure.
reviewing. So just to be clear, because the statute says he is to immediately return his license and registration to the department, you don't see that in the facts for that specific count?
his driver's license, he gave him, I thought, an ID card, if I'm not,
Yeah. I don't see,
didn't give him a driver's license, which is why, I mean, I believe there's a PC for the attaching a tag.
yeah, Your Honor, I mean, I do see where he handed him his ID card, but not the license, so I would agree.
Okay.
I just,
Well, I can't find probable cause for something that's not in the affidavit. So at this time, I'll find no PCS to count 2. There is probable cause for count 1. Bond will be $1,000. Mr. Shacker, you do have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail. Thanks, sir. Good morning. Are you Ms. Stallman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Stallman, you were here in 21 CF 14690. You were arrested for prostitution. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. Thank you.
So I'm gonna get released today?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Stephanie Summers.
Ms. Summers, you are here in 21 CF 14691. You were arrested for prostitution. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Stephanie Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, you are here in 21 CF 6409. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant or a capias for failing to appear for court on October 25th. Your bond on count 1 for possession of cocaine is $2,000, and on count 2, possession of drug paraphernalia is $500. I'll appoint the public defender if they weren't previously appointed. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name?
Jennifer Wotherspoon.
Ms. Witherspoon, you were here in 21 CF 14659. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, introducing contraband into a county facility, possession of drug paraphernalia, and soliciting without a permit. I do find that there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Ma'am, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact the public defender's office within 24 hours of your release.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Oh, thank you. What about Elisa Rosado?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name? Sir, tell me your name. Are you Mr. Trong? Okay, thank you, sir. Did I say your name correctly? I thought so, maybe. Okay. Sir, I'm going to have you take a step back, and I'll be able to help you in a few moments. Good morning. Your name?
Tony Vicencio, ma'am. Hope you're having a good day. Good morning.
I am, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry. Tell me your name again.
Tony Vicencio. Vicencio, V as in Victor, I-C-E-N-C-I-O. Usually on the last page. Oh.
I feel like maybe I messed these up. Okay, can we just run through these? How about Mohammed Abarati? He is 210-26455.
They bonded.
Bonded, okay. Let me just run through these real quick. Isaac Davis, 210-26442.
Bonded.
Thank you. He had 2 cases. Nagi El Hoot, 210-26457.
Bonded.
Thank you. And now Mr. Vicenio? All right, excellent. So, sir, you were here in 21 CT 7507 and 21 CT 7508. You were arrested for reckless driving and driving while license suspended. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in that case, as well as 21 MM 8016, where you were arrested for battery and for criminal mischief. There's also probable cause for those offenses. Does Mr. Vicenio qualify for PTR?
He could, Your Honor. if you want.
All right, I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I apologize for wasting you guys' time.
Good morning.
Morning.
Your name?
Andres Bustamante.
Mr. Bustamante, you were arrested in 21 MM 8017 for trespassing. There is probable cause. Was there an offer for Mr. Bustamante?
Your Honor, he has no criminal history, so I would ask, it looks like his bond was also pending on my face sheet, so I just asked you stay the bond. Did you already pay the bond?
It looks like the bond didn't go through.
Oh, okay. I
right.
would ask for, he would qualify for pretrial release? I'm not sure.
Well, I'll release him on his own recognizance if you want him to go downtown and talk to someone about his case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Bustamante, you cannot return to the Floridian Hotel, sir. You're going to get some information here from Ms. George about the public defender's office. You need to contact them within 24 hours of your release.
I was about to ask for my items.
Your Honor, can he have a one-time return with law enforcement to get his items from the hotel?
Sure. Correct. Sir, good morning. Your name?
My name is Ulises.
Cruz. Is that your last name?
Yes, man.
All right, sir, this-
Cruz Mandojano.
Thank you. So this is 21 MM 548. You were arrested for petty theft. There's probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to CVS.
Okay.
And I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact the public defender's office within 24 hours of your release.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Is this Ms. Jones? All right. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
You're here in 21 MM 8022. You were arrested for prostitution. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You'll need to contact the public defender's office.
ma'am.
You need to contact them by Monday, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Good morning. Are you Miss Mock?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, this is 21 MM 8023. You were arrested for prostitution.
Yes.
There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to contact the public defender within 24 hours of your release or Monday, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Sir, I guess it's good
Yes.
afternoon. How are you today?
Not very good, actually.
No?
I lost my I paid $1,760 for this in-town suites.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you said.
So that's not going to be good. So you were arrested for disturbing the peace at the public lodging and trespassing. So I find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Mr. Schneider, you can't go back to the in-town suites. Do you understand?
I need to get my things.
You can do that one time with the police.
Okay, how do I go about doing that?
You're going to call the non-emergency number. Was this OCSO? Yeah. So you're going to call the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Uh-huh.
They have a non-emergency number, and you're going to tell them that you have a court order and that you need a law enforcement to meet you or escort you to the in-home suite or in-town suites to get your things.
Okay.
Okay. Was there an offer for Mr. Schneider?
The state does not have an offer at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Schneider, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You need to contact the public defender's office within 24 hours of your release, sir, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. You're welcome, sir. Good morning. Are you Miss Sharkey?
Oh, my name is Cornisha Sharkey.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. You were arrested in 21 MM 8024 for prostitution. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You need to contact the public defender's office within 24 hours of your release. Thank you. What, Jeremiah Smith? Thank you. Are you Miss Wainwright? Ma'am? Are you Miss Wainwright?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Ms. Horvath.
All right. Did Miss Wainwright bond? 210-26446.
They bonded.
Okay, thank you. Ma'am, what's your name?
Monica Horvath.
Ms. Horvath, you were here for an add-on probation violation. You were arrested for domestic violence battery on November 11th of 2021 in Orange County, violating your Putnam County probation. There is probable cause. Your bond is set at none. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you and help you coordinate with Putnam County.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Corey Mast. Mr. Mast, you were here for an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County. At this time, your bond is set at none. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I see the narrative for the second case, but I don't see the case number. No. Oh, right there. Thank you, Denise. And sir, you also have another out-of-county warrant from Marion County, Florida for a violation of probation. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in that case as well to help you coordinate with the two counties, and the bond is set at none. Thank you. Good morning, your name? I'm stuck on this good morning and it's 1 o'clock. Feels like it's still super early. Mr. Blaze, you're here in 20 MM 8919. You are here on a violation of probation, sir. It's alleged that you have violated your probation by committing the offense of possession of methamphetamine, failing to pay your $50 a month cost of supervision, and violating your no contact order. The bond is set at none. This is the same situation. Miss George, do you want to enter a denial on behalf of Mr. Blaze and then set a court date?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
I'll
right.
enter denial.
This is MM. It's Mr. Blaze. It's MM 8919 and, okay.
Division 50, BOP status, December 10th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 7C.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Bones? Are you Mr. Bones? All right, good afternoon, sir. This is 17 CF 14753. It is alleged that you have violated your probation by failing to pay your $20 per month cost of supervision, failing to make your payments to the Orange County clerk of $30 per month, and failing to complete your counseling at Southern Eastern Counseling Center. At this time, your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, sir.
Your Honor, I have a lawyer.
Oh.
There.
Okay. Who's representing you?
I don't know the first name. I believe the last name is Mr. Boomershine.
Okay. Well, we'll just see if he enters a notice of appearance, sir, and then I believe, are they still seeing the judge in about 5 days? Okay. So you'll come for your in-jail arraignment in about 5 days.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Good morning, sir. Your name or
Robert Fisher.
Mr. Fisher? This is 20 CF 13035. You are here because it's alleged that you violated your probation by using methamphetamines, marijuana, and failing to make your restitution payments. At this time, sir, your bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint your office to represent Mr. Jones. Do you want to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and that's 20 CF 13402. It's a violation of probation. His bond is set at none. Are you Mr. Richardson? All right, good afternoon, sir. This is 20 CF 13874. Looks like this is an add-on violation of probation based upon your new law arrest in 21 CF 14635. There is probable cause. Your bond at this time will be set at none, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Wilson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you are here in 21 CF 14637 for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting officer with violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in both your cases this morning. You are not to possess any weapons or firearms. Bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2 is $150. And then you have a violation of probation in 20 CF 10745, which is based upon your new law offense. There is probable cause for that violation of probation, and the bond will be set at none. Thank you, sir.
Can I say something?
Well, not about your case. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Taylor Jr.
Sir, this is 21 MO 1307. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. There is probable cause. Was there an offer for Mr. Fallor?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer I have permission from the city to provide this offer. It's a withhold of adjudication and credit time served.
All right, sir, did you want to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up on the plea form?
Not really. Only thing I want to do, just like I was telling the officer, I just want to get home. That's what I was trying to do.
All right, sir, I understand. Well, at this time, I'll accept your plea, withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days' time served. There are court costs, which will be due by November 13th of 2022. No. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I signed it.
Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Sebastian Lewis Martin Fernandez.
So, Mr. Fernandez, you're here in 21 MO 1308. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. There is probable cause. Was there an offer for Mr. Fernandez?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer would be a withhold of adjudication and credit time served.
And Your Honor, he wants to make a correction. How do you spell it?
My first name, the last letters are TIAN, Tango India Alpha November.
Got it. Okay.
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Yes, ma'am.
Traditional spelling of Sebastian.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. Did you want to accept the state's offer?
I would like to plead no contest.
Thank you, sir. Do you have any questions about any of the rights there on the plea form?
No, ma'am.
All right. I'll accept your plea, withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You'll have to pay court costs, which will be due by November 13th of 2022. Thank you, Mr. Fernandez.
Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Hinton? Good afternoon.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Good, thank you. So this is 21 MO 1311. You were arrested for disorderly conduct and there is probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Hinton?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer would be a withhold of adjudication and credit time served.
Mr. Hinton, did you want to accept the offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights on the plea form?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir. I will accept your plea, withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in jail. You've got credit for 2 days' time served. You will have to pay court costs, and those would be due by November 13th of 2021. Mr. Hinton, can I ask you a question? This is not about your case at all. So if you had been approached by the police, this is for a project that I'm working on. If you had been approached by the police and you had been offered to go to some sort of like respite bed, or you were made aware that you could get a notice to appear and appear at a court on a different day where you could have access to different types of services in the community, would that be something that you would be interested in?
I would definitely like to get some more information on it, but yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a feel for that. I don't have that yet, but it's something that we're working on for these types of cases that are like essentially panhandling or camping or that kind of thing. And I just didn't know, like, I was just trying to get a feel. I kind of wanted to ask other people too, but I didn't. But would that be something that would interest you?
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested.
Okay, all right, well, I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. I meant to ask more people that today, but I forgot.
Definitely need it.
Do we have anything else? Oh, no, we have 2 interpreter cases. We're calling the language line? Okay. So yeah, that's something that we've been talking about, trying to figure out how to do. Like, we're just starting to talk to just all of the different parties, like the state and the P is trying to get the idea going, but they do it in Broward County. So we've been looking at their model, and it's really cool what they do.
Oh, I'm gonna look into that. That's
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And the way that they have my favorite part about their program is that once they have it now established, let's say, for example, you had a notice to appear to come to court, the community court is open. So like if he was to tell a friend, and it's not at the courthouse. So if he was to tell a friend like, hey, I've got community court today, his friend could come with him and have access to all the services and not even have to go to court.
Wow. That's nice. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've had a lot of success with that in Broward County.
Yeah, I hope it starts soon.
So
you have a lot.
I know.
said.
right? And I think the way that our county is set up, it's so large
Mhm.
that it's hard for everyone to get to all the places that they need to go to.
Mhm.
So if they could have one centralized place,
Mhm.
right, to
That'd be
get
great.
access to things that they may need, I think would be helpful.
Yep.
So we'll see. This is like in the infancy of
Yeah.
talks, but. Oh. Hello? Is the interpreter on the line?
Yes, this is the interpreter. Thank you for calling Language Line Solutions. My ID is 258241, and I'm happy to assist you today.
Great. And are you going to assist with Portuguese?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. This is case number 21 CF 14640. Good afternoon, sir. Please tell me your name.
Boa tarde, senhor. Por favor, me diga seu nome.
Falar pouquinho mais alto.
The interpreter can barely hear him. Boa tarde, senhor. Por favor, me diga seu nome.
Emerson da Silveira Melo.
Emerson da Silveira Melo.
Sir, you were arrested for aggravated battery with a weapon.
Senhor, o senhor foi detido por agressão agravada com uso de arma.
There is probable cause.
Existe causa provável.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Eu vou apontar o defensor público para representá-lo.
You're not to have any contact with the victim.
O senhor não deve ter contato com a vítima
You are to maintain a separate residence.
e deve manter residência separada.
You may return one time with the police to get your things.
Você pode retornar uma vez com a polícia para buscar suas coisas.
You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
E o senhor não deve ter posse de qualquer tipo de armamento ou arma de fogo.
Sir, do you have any questions?
Senhor, o senhor tem alguma pergunta?
Qual seria a arma de que eu estou sendo acusado de agressão? Essa parte eu não entendi.
What is the kind of gun or firearm that I'm being accused of possessing? That part I did not understand.
You are not being accused of possessing a gun or a firearm. You were accused of hitting your wife with a pole, but you can't possess any weapons or firearms.
O senhor não está sendo acusado de ter usado arma de fogo ou arma. O senhor agrediu sua esposa com um bastão, mas o senhor não tem o direito, não deve possuir qualquer tipo de arma.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And he does have an ICE hold, Your Honor.
Oh, sir, I also need to inform you that you have an immigration hold.
The interpreter could not hear you properly. Can you please repeat?
And your bond is $1,000.
This is the interpreter speaking. Your Honor, can you please repeat the last two sentences you said about
Sure.
the bond and the previous one?
He has an immigration hold.
Você está com uma suspensão na imigração.
Como? Fala um pouco mais alto.
O senhor está com uma suspensão aguardando pela sua imigração.
Por quê?
Why?
I don't have an answer for that, sir. I just know that ICE has placed a detainer on you.
Eu não tenho uma resposta para isso, senhor. Eu só sei que o ICE posicionou essa retenção para o senhor.
Sim, mas eu tenho a minha filha americana, eu não pratiquei isso tudo. Né?
Yes, but I have my American daughter.
I can't answer any questions.
1,000.
I can't answer any questions for you about your immigration status. I don't have that information.
Não posso responder essa pergunta para o senhor a respeito do seu status de imigração. Eu não possuo essa informação. This is the interpreter speaking. Your Honor, do you mind repeating the part with the bond? The interpreter still did not interpret that.
It's $1,000.
Em $1,000.
A sua fiança é de $1.000.
Tudo bem. Como eu faço para pagar isso?
Sounds good. How can I make this payment?
I don't know, so you'll have to contact your lawyer or the bondsman.
Não sei, senhor. O senhor precisaria entrar em contato com o seu advogado ou com o departamento de fiança.
Tudo bem. Eu tenho um dinheiro, parte do dinheiro na minha carteira aqui, e por isso que eu estou perguntando como eu pago.
I have part of the money here in my wallet. That's why I'm asking how I'm supposed to pay.
You're going to have to ask your lawyer to help you with that, sir.
O senhor vai precisar pedir ajuda ao seu advogado para lhe ajudar com isso, senhor.
Eu não tenho mais, tudo bem.
And Madam Interpreter, can you advise that the number on the green form he can call and his attorney can assist him with any questions?
Tem um número no formulário verde que o seu advogado, você pode entrar em contato e seu advogado vai lhe ajudar se o senhor tiver qualquer pergunta.
Tudo bem. Esse número verde aqui é para onde? Para onde que eu vou ligar? Para a fiança ou para o advogado?
Sounds good. So this green number here, who would I be calling? The lawyer or the bond?
This is for the lawyer.
Isso é pro advogado.
Esse? Para a fiança.
This?
Mm-hmm.
Eu vou falar com esse para pagar isso?
So I will speak to this to pay this?
No, he will speak to his attorney. The phone number on the green form is for his attorney.
Não, você falaria com seu advogado. O número de telefone que consta do formulário verde é do seu advogado.
Ok.
Ok.
They're able to get in contact with translators.
Eles têm como entrar em contato com o intérprete.
Thank you, sir. Great,
Obrigada.
thank you, Madam Interpreter. That's all we have.
You're very welcome. Thank you for using our services. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I think we have one more.
Yeah. Does Mr. Trung qualify for PTO?
Yeah, he would, Your Honor, yes.
Good morning. This is Judge Carter. Is the interpreter on the line? Hello? Good afternoon. Is the interpreter on the line?
Yes, the interpreter on the line. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hi, good afternoon again. I'm Judge Carter. We're here in case number 21 CT 7506. Good afternoon, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Xin chào vào buổi chiều. Và đây là hồ sơ 24 CT 7506. Làm ơn cho biết tên của quý vị.
Tên là Trương Ngọc Mỹ.
The name is Trương Ngọc Mỹ.
Sir, you were arrested for driving under the influence with property damage.
Chào ông. Ông bị bắt giữ lý do là lái xe dưới nồng độ rượu và gây hư hại tài sản.
There is probable cause.
Và có một cái chi phí.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Do đó tôi sẽ chỉ định một luật sư của tiểu bang để đại diện cho ông.
I'm going to place you on pretrial release.
Tôi sẽ cho ông phóng thích trước cái ngày ra tòa xét xử.
You can't drive without a valid driver's license.
Ông không thể nào mà lái xe khi không có bằng lái xe.
And you can't drink any alcohol.
Và ông không thể nào uống rượu.
Do you have any questions, sir?
Ông có câu hỏi nào không?
Dạ có.
Yes, I do.
Muốn xin cái bằng lái để lái xe đi làm.
I need to have the driver license so I can drive to work.
You're going to want to get in touch with a lawyer as soon as you get released from the jail so that you can figure out how what your options are with your driver's license.
Ông cần phải thảo luận với lại luật sư sau khi mà ông được phóng thích ra khỏi trại giam và để hỏi luật sư xem có những cái sự lựa chọn nào về cái bằng lái xe của ông.
Make sure you read your
Yes.
ticket or have someone help you read the ticket because it's time sensitive.
Ông nên chắc chắn là phải đọc cái giấy phạt hoặc là nhờ ai đó đọc cái giấy phạt dịch ra cho ông tại vì trong đó nó có quy định thời gian.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Cảm ơn ông.
All right. Thank you, Madam Interpreter. That's all we have.
You're welcome, Your Honor, and thank you for using our service. Have a good day, Your Honor.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.